support the homicide, and looking forward to the 6 minutes that you're going to allow me to do that. Just to be parochial for a start, the Fire Brigades Union has always had a proud and decent history in fighting cuts. In fact, we have members in Essex currently undertaking strike action, members in the control, members, firefighters taking strike action to protect the service. Indeed, we've been the only ones who've ever really protected the fire service, along with people in this room. I want to talk about pay. And when I first started in the fire service, it was something like 1977, so I too remember ZCOS. And the truth of it is, I started, my first branch official said to me, never ever be embarrassed to talk about pay or to ask for pay, because the bosses are never ever embarrassed to ask and demand that you sweat. I thought that was a bit heavy for me first day in the job, but to be honest with you, it's rang true ever since. And for 38 years they've been doing it, and for 38 years we've been fighting it. And this homicide gives us a chance to further fight something that's quite horrible and horrific to public sector workers. When I first started, as I said, in 1977, it seems that long, we, as a national union, embarked on our first national strike, and we did because we had firefighters on a 48-hour week who were going home, and the children were on free school meals, the children were on milk tokens, the children were on free state handouts, free butter, and a group of angry young men took the historic decision to do something about that. It was unprecedented in our history, and the first fire brigade strike in our national union took place, and I was proud to be part of it. The weeks of that strike weren't easy, but out of it came a pay formula. And in the pay formula years, we took part, we kept our end of the bargain through the Thatcher years, kept our heads a bit down, I would imagine, to be honest with you. And in the 20-odd years of the pay formula, we found ourselves where we are now, where all of the public sector workers are now. We're behind the ball, we're behind the game. In real terms, we took a massive nosedive and decided once again in 2002 to try and do something about it. Following an independent survey in 2002, we struck again nationally for pay. And I can tell you now, everybody in this room, it's not easy. Strike isn't easy. But I can also tell you that we got benefits from that strike. But also, I can also reiterate, we are still not on what we demanded in 2002 as far as pay levels are concerned. For firefighters, this means our pay in real terms is down by around 18% in the last 10-year period. 38 years since I began my career, we're back to where I started. That's pay-wise. There are fires, there are floods, air crashes, car crashes, and even terrorist attacks. And my members go to them, and my members do what I would consider to be a decent service, as do all public sector workers. We are the infrastructure of this country, and they are seeking to destroy the infrastructure of this country. What I will say is that yesterday...
Can you wind up, please?
Yeah, yes, I will, President, thank you. Yesterday you applauded Berghoff for getting a creche. For getting a creche in the House of Commons. Well, he presides over the biggest creche in the land. And I'll tell you what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to demoralise you. They're trying to demoralise us as workers. Support this homicide. I move.
Thank you, Alan.